Well, as I struggle to stay awake, trying to get my clock flipped around here, we may as well see how far we can get into chapter 3 of Big and Little Sister, the Natural Born Killer. Chapter 3, yeah, okay. As I hobbled struggling into the barn the next morning, the girls had already arrived. Cindy gasped, Rhonda blanched, and Lori cursed. "Get started on his clothes, Rhonda," Lori said. "I'll get the liniment." Later, Lori, I groaned, settling on the couch. "We got to get your horses first." "We, you say," Lori said, shaking her head. "From the look of you, it's a wonder you made it out of bed and down the stairs." "No offense, Scott, but you look like a wet kitten would pose a challenge," Rhonda stated, obviously aghast at my condition and a stab at comic relief. "The kitten would have me," Rhonda admitted. "You're going to have to help me onto the tractor." "The tractor?" Cindy asked in confusion. "What are you going to do with the tractor?" "I'm going to hold her at bay with it while you get your horses round up," I replied. "How?" Cindy asked. "Big sister can outrun your tractor at a slow trot." "Ha ha, but she doesn't know that," Lori laughed. "The fool thing will have it figured out soon enough," Rhonda said darkly. "She's as scary smart as what she is scary. "I thought of that already, Rhonda," I replied. "I'll bust a different dance mover on her each day. She won't know what the tractor can and can't do." "Ha ha, tractor ballet," Rhonda laughed. "The evil blank don't know what to think," Lori quipped, joining Rhonda in laughter. "Tractor ballet?" Cindy asked in bewilderment. "Lori," I said from my puddled state on the couch, "you know where that big ship's rope at the driving shed? You go with Rhonda and get it down. The two of you drag it over here." Somebody at some point had left this great big ship's rope hanging in the barn. I don't know what they thought we were going to do with it, but anyways. So Cindy, there's a rusty old machete hanging on the workbench. You're going to need that too. Lori and Rhonda looked at each other as Cindy stood still in bewilderment with it all. Now I'm going to edit some of this out here. To make a long story short, what we did is we cut the rope up into like six foot lengths and put a great big knot in each end. I'd written it in to kind of work Cindy's naivety and what would you say? Oh, good-hearted softness, I guess. Not quite the way to put it. So, yeah, we get the ropes cut, the girls practice with them, and blah, blah, blah. So, where are we here? Well, okay. The girls became sufficiently proficient with the ropes to head out into the fields. Put the saddles on and the last rope on the tractor and then help me climb on. "You sure you're up for this, Scott?" Rhonda asked uncertainly after I'd winced and groaned my way up onto the tractor. "The longer we can keep her confused and uncertain is that much longer before we needed the ropes," I replied. "Let's just hope your dancing's better than her thinking," Lori laughed. "Dancing?" Cindy asked, bewildered. "Scott can hardly walk, let alone dance." "Tractor ballet," Rhonda laughed. Cindy shook her head. "Dad, I said I could have a horse or piano lessons. I don't know." "Would you rather be practicing your scales right about now?" Lori laughed. "Maybe," Cindy squeaked uncertainly. "I'd take the scales," Rhonda sighed. "Let's get this over with before I lose my nerve." So, as what we'd previously discussed, we trolled past Big and Little Sister, pretending to ignore them as the girls chattered loudly, and I did my best to look hearty and hale. Arriving mid-pack in the herd, Lori hastened to bridle her pony, the aptly named Rocket, and mounted bareback. Lori never had a saddle. And confidently swinging the knotted rope, trotted back to where Rhonda and Cindy were huddled by the tractor. "All right, we're in business now. You two go get your nags. If that blank so much as moves, she'll be some sorry." "Are you sure Rocket can outrun her?" Cindy asked.